Welcome to Two Cops, One Donut podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Two Cops, One Donut, its host, or affiliates. The podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. We do not endorse any guests' opinions or actions discussed during the show. Any content provided by guests is of their own volition, and listeners are encouraged to form their own opinions. Furthermore, some content is graphic and has harsh language. Viewer discretion advised and is intended for mature audiences. Two Cops, One Donut and its host do not accept any liability for statements or actions taken by guests. Thank you for listening. All right, welcome back to Cops, One Donut. I'm your host, Sergeant Erik Lavigne. I got with me, as always, my co-host, Banning Sweatland, and once again, Anthony Christian, jumping back on, badge 502. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, baby? How you doing?
Living the dream, sir. We invited him last minute, like we do a lot of people. We're just like, hey, how many people we got tonight?
It's about 11 minutes later than the first time.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, Banning, let's throw some invites out there. So there's some invites. We'll see who joins us. But this is what we got tonight. First and foremost, I want to put out a thank you and an apology at the same time for the Law Enforcement Officer Hall of Fame that we did. We worked with the internet we had, and then it turned out we had a huge delay in what we were saying versus what our lips were showing, and it's live, baby. It is what it is. We did the best we could with what we was given. We are hoping we can clear all that up next year. Banning, what do you got on that?
Maybe I just need to call Elon and see if we can't get a little Starlink set up every time we do that.
There you go.
And fix that problem.
Yeah,
I'm sure his phone number's in the white pages, and I can just look it up real quick and hammer that out.
Yeah. So what we were trying to say when we were out there, guys, is that wasn't that whole Hall of Fame thing. It's not oh, look at us, we're police officers, we're a great thing. What it is it's other people, other officers, whatever, putting other people up for trying to be nominated and honored for a crazy heroic story, the shit that you would want to see from your cops. And we had one of them, what was her name? Lisa? I could be way off. The black female that got shot 3 times.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. I'm blanking on her name. But I had just met her that night. Anyway, like her story, crazy. Went into a domestic violence call. Partner gets shot. She gets shot 3 times. They still were able to get the bad guy and get that lady out of an abusive relationship. And that is the type of stories you guys need to hear. Nobody ever hears about it. And then it doesn't do us any good. Shout out to the Law Enforcement Hall of Fame, but it doesn't do us any good if the only people that are hearing it are other cops, because that's kind of what was there. So I am hoping to help spread their stories. So you guys, you know me, I like to show the bad, but also highlight the good. So that's what we were trying to do. But I am going to the comments, seeing everybody that's on here tonight. Let's go down the list. Constitution of the Country Girl News. She was one of the first ones on. Ward jumped in. Harrison Brock joining in. Who else? We got Mama G in the house. I think my mom's actually on. I'm not sure. We got some people visiting from LinkedIn. Alex Garcia probably jumping on off of Banning's page there. Mm-hmm. And we also welcome Anthony's page, because he's got his linked up, so all his YouTube followers, give him a shout out there, Anthony.
What's going on, my knuckleheads? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I was posting 6,000 freaking stories to my socials for the past week. It's been a crazy week, man. It's just my guys came in force this week. It was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah. I'm reading Harrison Brock's comment. Freeman Key said, "Damn, Erik, did someone give you shit about that? You did nothing wrong, and the stream was workable." Yeah, we did get a little bit of feedback from some people. One of the things that got a lot of feedback was my mic, so I changed my mic out with a different mic, so hopefully it's not cutting in and out. Again, I do listen to the feedback, y'all. I try to deal with it when I can. Harrison Brock Did everyone else cancel and badge 502 was the last option? Yes.
It's not that everyone else canceled and I was the last option. Everyone else canceled and I was the first to respond. So let's go with
that. Because he's a first responder. See what he did there?
That was vastly more intelligent than what I said.
Oh, Steve Ladner, he's on. He got cut off today on our YouTube channel comment section. He was not being the nicest dude, but I'll give him a chance on the live. This is a different sort of platform, Steve, so I'll let you. He said freedom of speech is freedom of speech, but I'm guessing self-proclaimed heroes don't understand that. So this is where we got started, Steve. I'm gonna give you the whole 3-strike rule, buddy. I am completely open for discussions. I just when you keep using the self-proclaimed heroes, which none of us do that, and none of the people you're talking about you've ever heard say that. So you're basically speculating and lying. So in that defamation of character that you're doing, we're just not going to allow that to happen. So I'm going to give you an opportunity. This is strike 1. You got 2 more strikes. If you don't want to do that, we're just going to ignore you, bud. I do give everybody the opportunity to speak their piece. But if you're going to be disrespectful, bud, it's just the way it's going to go. So here you are. The choice is yours, as they say.
Yeah, you are so much nicer to your poo-poo sayers than I am. Oh, man. I'm just like, you know what?
I am optimistic at heart, and I feel that if I give you the opportunities and you see that I'm being genuine, I'm hoping that we can discuss like we're having a beer. That's how I tell everyone. I want to sit down because I know the problems that you may have with policing. If we sat down and bullshitted over with a beer in front of us, like it would be a good time, and we would be able to get a real discussion going. Yeah. But the way some people come across when they talk on the internet, they just get so used to that and they think that that's how everybody else is going to talk with them. I'm not that way. Yeah. I'm just not going to.
People like that, you'd be surprised how much we have in common.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Joseph said, good evening. Way too many tasers being deployed this year without a cover officer. Ooh, that's a good take. I have actually kind of agree with that. I've seen that quite a bit lately. I can never say this girl's name correctly, so I'm just going to go with Lofton. How do you... Kosesia? I don't know. I'm not going to butcher your name.
Sounded like that Key and Peele.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Balake. You mean Blake.
Blake.
What up, Steve Wallace? Going through the comments here. 1A stops the government from stopping speech. This is private stream and not a government stream. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yep. I'm having a beer. Dig. Freeman Keys. That's what I'm talking about. What's great is I know my audience will only put up with so much from trolls, so I don't have to say a whole lot. So that's what's good, because I have a very diverse crowd, pro and anti-cop. I don't want to say anti-cop, but they don't care for most police. And so they like that they get to say their piece here and have real dialogue. So they won't put up with the trolls either. But let's get into Anthony's. Anthony had quite the weekend. And I wanna highlight that because you got an award, sir.
I did. Me.
Please, no pictures. No pictures, please.
No, it was an insane weekend. So
what did you get an award for?
So I got an award for public health care through the Spread the Cheer organization at the Cheer Choice Awards, which is out of the Palms Casino out in Vegas. Never been to Vegas, never been that side of the Mason-Dixon line or the whatever, Four Corners or whatever. But it's been a wild weekend. Being in my type of content creation where I'm constantly interacting with creators that are vastly different sectors of the internet. You know, we have like right here, I'm talking with first responders. I talk with people who make content of all different types, and to be able to be in the same room with them and interact and just feel like you're just part of the crew, part of the ship, is just a really cool experience. We went out there on Thursday. I think it was. Flew out Thursday or Friday.
There's nobody in the room with you, so that's weird.
Oh, there is. She's right there. With both of my dogs who don't want to pay attention to me. And all the cats here. And the cats here too. But yeah, we got out there. It was a weekend long event. So we did what was the first night? First night was the casino nights. That was kind of cool. That was also for charity. So there's a bunch of games set up, full blown table games, but it was all for charity. It was all muck money and all went to charity. And then the next day we did a pool party and then a club night at the end, which was a fire and ice themed, I guess, club night, which was really cool.
That would be neat. Who were you? Were you Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
I was decked out all in, I could pull up the picture. I was decked out all in red, black t-shirt, a very real iced out watch. Wasn't real. It was super plasticky, but it 100%.
But it looked good in pictures. It looked good in pictures.
Yeah, for the one picture that I took with it because it was supremely uncomfortable. But it's not a good picture. We kind of get the idea. It's boom, like read it out. You know.
Oh, look at you. That looked almost velvety, sir.
Yeah, it was very smoking jackety. You know?
Oh, okay.
And thank you so much, Keys. I see you up there. Thank you. So then the final night that culminated with the actual Cheer Choice Awards, which is it's a full blown Oscar style show, and just wild. And just got down there, got to meet a whole bunch more people, and they do everything. It's a full red carpet event. You get interviewed, and they really make you feel like somebody in a world of self-flagellation,
Yeah.
But it was a great time, and we were lucky to bring it home, and I was able to bring it home for the Badge 502 community. I got the best community in the world, and they really deserve it. It was a community style award where I say it's a community award because like if I did something, if it was a me award, like I'd do something cool and I'd get an award for it, right? Like you get a Purple Hearts because you got shot, you get a medal of honor because you did something dope and they reward you for it. This is the community coming together. They want you to get this award, so it's a full family award, and it was just really cool to be able to represent them out there.
It's cool that you say that because that's exactly what the Law Enforcement Hall of Fame thing was that we saw. I highlighted Tom Smith. He's on from Gold Shields. Right, Gold Shields. I always mess
Gold Shield podcast.
Gold Shield podcast. Yeah, make sure you guys check out Tom Smith. He was actually honored 2 years ago, and then he got to kind of host and give some awards out this year. So
nice.
That was pretty cool.
He was the MC.
Yeah. And he's got that thick New York accent. He's just like every character on Blue Bloods.
That's Jordan, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. So
he is the Gold Shield guys, man, are solid gold. I mean, no pun intended. Good dudes.
Yep.
Exactly. Jordan, the goose of consequence, has arrived.
Andy Fletcher's in the house. There's a gal that laughs at that show Steals Workers, Rednecks, etc. What? There's Roughnecks. Yeah. My bad. I was like, I don't get that. Tim's giving Steve Leitner the business over here. He's just going after him. Love it. Mama G's backing him up.
The reinforcements are here.
Yeah. Banning.
Somebody said something about Alan, and no, Alan's not in the back room tonight, right? Because he's
no, it's all
like
me.
2 miles from me right now, and he's doing his business stuff right now. Where I'm down here at the Texas Chiefs Association conference, and it's a great conference. But yeah, I think you wanted to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame, did you not?
Yeah, I want to talk about that and what you got going on out there. But we can hit the Hall of Fame first because you are a board member for it.
Yep.
So why don't you give everybody a little rundown of how long or whatever it's been going on and what it all entails.
So this was and I know they're watching. I believe this is the 7th year, and it may be the 8th. So if Banning's wrong, I'll slap myself later.
I'm not slapping you.
Let me tell you something. Megan, the founders of this, and Megan Stockberger and Adam Davenport out of Toledo, Ohio, founded the National Law Enforcement Officer Hall of Fame. That's the entire name of it. And it's friggin' amazing. So Megan's father was a detective for many, many years in Toledo. Of course, he was patrol at first, et cetera, and became a successful detective. We found each other on LinkedIn through some mutual friends. And they saw that I had a little bit of a voice on LinkedIn, and they had this amazing organization that was honoring top tier, these officers that go above and beyond. Some of these are unfortunately after death that we award people with. And knowing that the board ourselves, we don't decide who the award winners are. We get hundreds of submissions from around the country all year long, and these go to a third party. And that's the way it should be. The board members should not be selecting who does this. And I think the people the exterior people that do this do a fantastic job. And people can be like, "Oh, you're cop-splaining for everything across the country and this and that." Let me tell you something. There's never really been there. Some PDs have awards ceremonies, etc., but this truly highlights the amazing things that officers are doing across this country. And I 100% agree that the Hall of Fame needed to exist, and now that it does, it's amazing. And for these men and women that get entered into this, and canines, by the way, that get entered into this it's friggin' amazing. And when you go watch this, I mean, this is bucket list item stuff for officers that have done a long career, to be able to go sit in the audience and see the recognition that these guys and gals truly deserve. It's, I mean, Erik, you've been there twice now. What's your words for being there 2 times in a row? Even though you're doing a podcast while you're there, how does it hit you to see something like that?
Well, I can tell you at the beginning, I'm so stressed out because I'm trying to get everything going. But for me, it's one of those things where I self-reflect and realize that I am so insignificant in law enforcement when I hear the stories that some of these guys do. Because it isn't just this person went out and got shot. It's things like that chief that we talked to that was the chief after, was it George Floyd? Or was it?
No, I believe it was after George Floyd, I think.
It was, yeah, it was, he was the chief after George Floyd in I can't remember where, but wherever it happened. And then like he had this huge community outreach program that he was doing and was super successful in, and it was the community that helped get him elected for the Hall of Fame this year. Yep. Like that to me is awe-inspiring. That's exactly why I like being a part of this stuff, because you see that it's not just, it's like the things that I'm trying to do are nothing compared to what some of these people have been out there doing, not just for that award, but their whole career. So that's pretty cool.
Are you able to throw up maybe a couple pictures? Let's talk about DJ Daniel first.
I think I got one picture ready to go. First I want to give a shout out because Constitutional Country Girl gifted 5 memberships, which is perfect timing because, and I will tell you why. We got 5 people that got one. No, Marine Blood did not get one, so everybody drink. Salute. And I am not drinking Smoke Wagon tonight, guys. It's officially summer for me anyway, and I switched over to tequila.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very well.
So I've got me some Casa Amigos Añejo.
That's what Casa Amigos is nice. Oh, Añejo too. You got a little color in your tequila tonight.
Yes, sir.
I'm boring tonight. I just have carbonated water and vodka.
With no splash of lime, sir.
No.
I'm babysitting the rest of that bottle from last podcast.
Oh, nice.
I'm on the ND tonight.
And FYI, I think Kingslayer sent me a message today saying he's willing to be on. He has a mic and a camera. So Kingslayer, if you're still willing to be on, I told you guys, our members.
Switch over to the side here.
I appreciate it. I'll let you guys jump on. We don't have a huge agenda tonight, so I apologize for that. But what I was trying to get at for timing, hey, we just posted the Matt Thornton episode, the interview with Matt. So what we did is something unique. I don't post the full episodes anymore. I stopped doing that a few years back because it kills my algorithms. But what doesn't mess with the algorithms and is kind of a bonus for those that do have memberships is I'm going to post the important episodes like with Matt. Matt's an important episode. So if you want to watch the full episode, all you got to do is have a membership. So if you get a membership, you can watch the full thing. But if not, I don't want to be unfair and not let because I think Matt's out trying to do really good things, and I think he deserves to be heard for free. Sure. You can listen to the full audio for free. Go to Apple, go to Spotify, or any of the other things that we have it on, and you can listen to it. So, but if you kind of want to support the cause, we gave you a little bit more so you can watch along because, you know, Matt's a good-looking dude. Why wouldn't you not want to watch Matt? So we got that going on. So if you guys want, everybody that got memberships tonight, you obviously now have access to watch that full episode. And I wish we could have got him on here tonight. Is Marine Blood on here? I heard somebody.
He is. Yes.
Is he on? That makes it even better.
And Semper Fi, Devil Dog, if you're still on with us, appreciate you being on.
Right. Speaking of devil dogs, our other devil dog is Mr. Bill Fold. I don't see him on yet. He must be a busy dude tonight. So is what it is. Shotguns and tattoos, drinking some watermelon vodka and Truly. I don't even know what that is.
Truly is like a seltzer.
Oh, the static water. Yeah.
Yeah. Static water. I like it.
We don't, two cops, one donut. We don't get political at all, but we did have Nicholas Minster at the Hall of Fame. And everybody's going to remember him from up in Pennsylvania. He's the first Secret Service guy that jumped on, at that time, candidate Trump during the election.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was there as well. But there's
speaking of not getting political.
Yeah. There's
very not political.
And for this young man, just so those of you who don't know, if you don't know, I don't think you've turned on your TV at all in the past few months, but that's DJ Daniel. And he's been kind of indoctrinated by a lot of police departments, including the Secret Service. The young man has gone through so many medical feats, and for him to still smile and want to be a police officer is what drives my heart and kind of encapsulates everything I've done in my career. I know Erik, all of us, what we've done. To see him still standing and wanting to be a police officer is amazing. And for him to come to this event, and the poor kid's been all over the country, and everybody wants to get a picture with him. I was like a child when I saw him, and I'm like high five, and I'm like, "Hey man, can I get a picture with you?"
Yes, yeah. He did.
He looked at me and he goes, "Take your hat off. As long as you're not bald, I'll take a picture with you." And I was like, "Oh, he's got a sense of humor."
Oh yeah, he throws burns all day.
Oh,
that
all day long, man.
Is fucking spicy.
Yep.
Yeah,
sick burn kid.
Yeah, like I came over and I was getting ready. I asked him, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" I had the patch in my hand, but he wasn't looking.
Right.
And he goes, "Sounds kind of sus, me getting a picture with a dude."
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
I started laughing. I goes, "Well, I come bearing gifts, sir." And I said, "It's pretty much the best patch you've ever seen." And I turned it and showed it to him, and his eyes lit up. So I knew I had him. I was like, "Hell yeah, here we go."
Wrangled him in.
Yep, I had him. Harrison Brock just tried to gift 10 memberships. Let's see if it goes through. Thank you, Harrison. He's always doing that. Oh my God, please no Marine blood. Please no Marine blood. C Piss Off got one. Christian Holsey. Antoine Blair. John Nunnery got one. Neon Sniper, very cool name. Lacey R. Jeff Parrish. LKM. Ryan LeMay. And Cree Gordon all got. Everybody drink.
Still not your boy.
Oh my God!
Is he not?
You have to carry me off of this podcast.
Other episodes, but does he have his settings to where he can accept a friggin' membership?
Pardon his strategy.
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, maybe he's screwing himself up.
Yeah.
Ken Harker
he's out slicking it.
Said great job, brother Banning at Hall of Fame.
Appreciate you, Ken. Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's hey, if you can message, shit, I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to figure out how to get Kingslayer the link so he can get on. Kingslayer, if you can private message my Instagram. Yeah, private message my Instagram if you're on there. Just let me know if you're on there, and then private message that, and I'll send you a link, and then you can copy that and put it in or whatever social media platform you have us on. Let me know, because I don't want your information to go over our internet here.
Strictly on MySpace.
Yeah. MySpace was the shit, boy. You could put your own music to everything.
Let me tell you. The thing is, you had to be like an entry-level coder to have like a really nice-looking MySpace. Yes. And it was when you got it, man.
Yeah. Mine looked like you did some scrapboarding. Like scrapbooking. That's what it looked like. It's like a little, you paste and put stuff all over it, but it doesn't look like it flows very well.
So good.
So good. Yeah, I loved it.
Such a nerd.
Yeah, you log on and like right away, I think my very first song I ever put on there was Closing Time.
Love it.
I don't know why. I really liked that song at the time. I think that was my first song for it.
The song speaks to me.
All right, Steve Ladner, you've officially got put in timeout, sir.
Steve, don't make us do the pee-pee wax. Come on.
Yeah. Let me see here. Put user in timeout. There is a timeout, literally. That's cool. You got put in timeout.
Nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things. Steve, you did it to yourself, buddy. I mean, Tim said, "Is he even subscribed?" He actually is subscribed. I think he won one of those free. I think that was Harrison Brock's fault. He got on through Harrison Brock. I love it. Tim's like, just says cops. These guys don't think that they are, but again, these guys are not here to speak on how other cops act and how they are. They are not self-proclaimed heroes, not at all. I'm more like a Foo Fighters hero.
Foo Fighters. Such a great fucking clip.
It was.
He's like the accent on Foo or the accent on Fighters?
Yeah.
It's actually it's on Fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good, man.
That was pretty good.
You should have accepted your award like that.
Inconsolable when I heard that.
That was great. Was he on SNL? Is that what it was?
Yeah. There's a video of
David Grohl talking about it, right?
Yeah, but there's a video of another actor. His name will come to me, in 45 minutes, of him talking about an interaction that he had with them, and it was just the most amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
John Pollock. It was John Pollock doing it, and he does an amazing freaking walking.
I like walking. Yeah, I like him. What's that? Joe Dirt. He's like, you're talking to my friend all wrong. You do it again, I'll have to stab you in the eye with a soldering iron.
He was also
stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
He was in Wayne's World too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Wayne's World's two.
Yeah.
He was the dad. Was he the dad? No, he was. Maybe it was one.
No.
Was he the producer?
He was like a record executive or producer or something like that.
Or maybe I'm getting him confused with somebody.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he was in it though.
I think he was. I think he was in the one with Cassandra.
Yeah.
I had a crush on her. Holy cow.
Yeah. A little Tia.
Yeah.
Tia
Carrera. Yep.
Yeah,
that was my childhood right there.
Ballroom Blitz indeed.
Sorry, I can't stand up for a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
Can't get out of the pool now.
Yeah.
Can't get out of the pool.
Okay, hold on. You guys chat. I've got Demon Kingslayer. I'm going to send him a link.
So, Bannon, what was the week like at the Hall of Fame?
Man, it was great. It's
besides the actual main, like the main heart of the event, like everything around it must have been really awesome.
It was, man, and I was blessed enough for the Hall of Fame folks to be able to put board members up in the Omni Hotel. That's not something that Banning's going to go, get on. I mean, that hotel is, and they give us a little bit of a discount, obviously, for the event that's going on there. And the event is very pricey wherever you put that on. I mean, it's a lot of people. You got to bring in all the food. I mean, you get a really nice, friggin' several star dinner. I mean, and the folks that were there, I had buddies of mine there. You have Sheriff Mark Lamb out of Arizona. America's Sheriff was there. His wife Janelle. Both friggin' sweethearts. Bill Wayburn, Tarrant County Sheriff. He's kind of the Mark Lamb of Texas, if you will. Just a guy, loves his employees, loves his citizens, tries to take care of everybody 100% equally. Just great people. And then having people like DJ come, and Mr. Munster, the Secret Service agent. And
DJ who?
No, I didn't say. I said DJ. No, I said DJ and Munster.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Johnson is his last name, but Munster being there as well. I mean, just to be surrounded by people that have gone through so much strife in their life or exceeded beyond, officers that we personally know is amazing. I mean, you're sitting, you have heroes all around you, and I'm just this country bumpkin and municipal cop in a previous life. And,
are they self-proclaimed heroes?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
Here we go.
But what's great about these, and what it doesn't really get out in mainstream media or any media for that sense, is these people that get inducted into the Hall of Fame, they have no clue it's going on.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole process, they're just out there still doing either daily work or still cops 100% of the time, and they got some vacation and come down and bring their spouse and all that, and they're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I mean, I know it's not the baseball Hall of Fame or the football Hall, whatever. The sports is sports, and I love sports, but whatever. But these are guys that are just out there working a job. They took a friggin' oath, and they're so far above. And to be in a room full of them, man,
Yeah,
that's really family. Cool. I hope this rubs off. I hope I can be as amazing as these people someday, in whatever really I'm doing. I mean, that's awesome.
Well, we got Kingslayer on. I muted his mic for now because he's having camera issues. I'm going to unmute him, see if he can hear us. Kingslayer, can you hear us, buddy?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. We got a mic. Where's that camera at, bro?
It's not working. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can.
He's got that camera that your other buddy had from the last episode that I was.
Yeah, it's a Logitech something.
Brio. It's a Brio. That's actually a good
game. I got dueling Brios right here.
Yeah,
whatever it is, it's be better than my camera.
C930E. It's like
it's a 1080p then.
Yeah.
I know that camera. Going over to the comments, we're gonna let him troubleshoot while he's doing that.
Freeman Keys asked if I'm wearing one. I think he's talking about my shirt. No, man, I don't have it with me on this trip. I've only got one bag I can bring, and I wasn't able to bring it. But I will be wearing it on the next episode. I think it's a 511 shirt that I'm wearing tonight.
There we go. Hey. Kingslayer, what's up, buddy?
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
No problem. I've just been thinking it's funny how he came in and criticizing, and it's like you just spent like the last hour and a half arguing with me on YouTube comments.
But I don't look at it as an argument. We're discussing.
We're disagreeing,
But and that's okay. We could still listen. This is the beauty of our platform. We do not have to agree. We don't have to agree on a topic. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. We just don't agree on that particular topic. But we're gonna discuss it. We'll bring it up. I'm gonna I think it's the same video. What? Not lane splitting. What video were we talking about? Inventory, right? Inventory. Yes.
Searches.
Okay. I just saw your lane splitting video.
Yeah. So let me share the screen. We're gonna go to this. So this was the discussion that Kingslayer and I had. Look at that lovely Retro Rifle shirt. Shout out to Retro Rifle. Shameless plug to one of our sponsors.
Oh man, they're such an awesome company.
Yeah. So all right, guys, we'll play this video.
That goes by the name Alaska Audits.
Oh, okay. No worries. Thank you so much.
Hey, sir. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Yoon, 28241.
Okay. Why were you going to his vehicle?
Because I was going to tow it, and that's the owner.
Okay. Well, you didn't have probable cause, sir. What probable cause did you have?
Because it's...
Oh, the meter's up?
No, it's not a meter. There's no parking right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that gave you probable cause to go to his vehicle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Right. Hey, what's your name and badge number again?
Officer Yoon, 28241.
28241. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So I ran across... All right. We've watched that. Okay, so let me first I want to clarify what this officer says. I didn't actually have time to fit it in the video. How do I stop sharing this? There we go. So the officer says, he's like, did you have PC to search that? And he's like, yes, I did. I am going to speculate based on my training and experience that he wasn't meaning I had PC to search the vehicle as in a probable cause search. He had the ability to search. It's actually an exception to a search warrant to do an inventory check of the vehicle,
which is not a search. Yeah.
Which is not a search. But we'll get into the elephant in the room on that. And I think this is where Kingslayer is actually. I think this is where we just couldn't connect it as we were trying to type.
Yeah, I think it is.
But so in an inventory, so this is how this goes. As far as I know, and I'm not an attorney, but this is how I've done it for as long as I can remember. The car was going to be towed. So in the fact that the car is going to be towed, me as an officer, I'd call record, hey, I got a car that's parked in a spot it's not supposed to be. It can't stay here. So there are some circumstances where a car just can't stay where it's at. It's blocking. It's doing something. So you got to move it versus just writing a ticket and walking off. So as this officer goes to tow this vehicle, he has to check to make sure it's secure. So he probably pulled on a door handle and it opened. He's like, shit. That's what I think every time it happens. I'm hoping all the doors are locked because I don't want to do an inventory. I just want to tow it and get it out of there.
It's a long sheet.
Yeah. So now that he opened it, he's like, crap, now I got to inventory the vehicle because we're liable if there's any valuables in there. The last thing we want to find out is this guy's claiming, I had a $25,000 Rolex sitting in the center console or whatever. So we checked the vehicle. You can't go in anything locked. If there's a safe in there, I think somebody brought up a safe. If there's a safe in there, it's like a little portable and we can't open it. If it's shut, we just pick it up, if it's movable, and that becomes a part of the inventory. So you take all that stuff that you inventory that's worth money, and you take that to the property room, and that's where that person's going to have to go get their stuff, because we can't trust that car to sit in a what's the word, auto pound, that's not ours, because it's not going to go to our auto pound. It's just going to go to whoever's on top of the list for the local auto pounds.
It's going to Joe's wrecker.
Yeah, so that's how that goes. Now, the elephant in the room is, what if he finds something illegal? That's admissible. Like, that can go against you. So now you got to wonder, are cops going to do this type of search? Because it really is a search. Are they going to do that just because they're trying to find something illegal? And I think that would be wrong. So I'll talk more on it, but I want to give Kingslayer his say.
So I think the disagreement is the releasing the car after doing the inventory search.
Okay.
Because the way I understand it is that the inventorying a vehicle is actually a search. It's just because the Fourth Amendment is unreasonable searches and seizures. So it's technically a reasonable search. So it is a search, but it's just considered a reasonable search if you inventory it and then take it to the impound. But my problem comes in when you search the vehicle. You're like, hey, I'm going to tow this car. You search the vehicle. The person comes out, says, hey, this is my car. Can I just move it? You say, yeah, okay. Well, then you just searched it. Incident 2, you're not towing the vehicle, so you're not actually impounding the vehicle. So you're searching it without an impound. So why'd you search this vehicle? Because I was going to impound it. It
okay.
Just, yeah. That means anytime you have anything that you can impound the vehicle over, you can go, well, I'm going to impound this, search the vehicle, then just not even call a record and be like, well, I decided not to because it's my discretion.
Well, that's where it changes. You can't do that, for one. You absolutely can't do that. Now, the difference in between what you're saying and what happened in this video is the owner actually shows up during the tow. So he said, hey, call me. I call a wrecker, and I got to impound this car because it's blocking or whatever reason it's illegally parked, and we can't allow it to stay here. So he starts to do his inventory search, and he's like, all right. So he's going through the motions, and then the owner shows up. And now with the owner showing up, that changes things. Now he's like, hey, bro, is this your car? Like, you're not supposed to park here. And then they can have that discussion. And this is where the discretion comes in. However, you don't have that discretion until that owner arrives.
Yeah, until he pops in the scene.
Yeah. Because
the other option is, of course, you can have the owner show up on scene and be like, bye, I'm taking your car.
Yeah. The other thing, he
better option.
He'll take it.
Yeah, they'll take it.
And to me, that the latter's a dick move.
Yeah, it's a real.
Yeah. So
especially when you do have that discretion.
Yeah, because trust me, I think, and this is just me speculating, most cops that I know, I don't want to stand there and tow a vehicle. It's a pain in the ass, and it takes
really
forever.
Is.
It's 95 degrees.
I want to do fun things.
Pouring.
Right? I want to do fun things. So to me, the owner showing up, you're like, fucking hallelujah, thank you. Sir, this is your car. You got to move it, dude. Like, here's your ticket, but
get
you
this
got to
thing out
move
of
it.
here.
See, my problem is the in the video, at least, the wrecker wasn't even there.
Right.
So that means the auditor must have walked up while he was in the car with the owner there, but the wrecker's not there.
Right.
So if you call the wrecker, you're waiting next to the car for wrecker to come, and the owner walks out and says, hey, that's my car. Can I take it and, move it? And you say, yeah, sure. But I'm going to, inventory it first real quick. That's what it seems like happened in.
Well, I don't think that's what happened. I think he had inventoried, and then the guy showed up right while he was doing it. But again, we don't know that. I'm guessing. You could be right. I could be right.
Yeah, well,
but
I think he was.
Instance, I agree with you. In your speculation, I agree with you. I do think that would be wrong, and you can't do an inventory if you plan to. As soon as in my mind, I'm going to release it to the owner. Yeah, it's done. I can't inventory that. Manny, what do you got to add to that?
No, it's 100% the same as what Erik is saying. At least, and we're speaking about Texas, but it's the same in a lot of states. And just like Erik said, it's the last thing we want to do is deprive somebody of their property when it's improperly parked or in a fire lane or something like that. And usually, and this is just Banning speaking, when I pulled up to something like that and I'm dealing with something or a car's broke down, I get dispatched to try to contact the registered owner. And they have, 3 to 5 different ways that they can do that using different companies like Lexus or Accurate, LexisNexis, to where they'll tap that plate in, the VIN number. They're going to try to get phone numbers. We try to get a hold of the owner to where we're not costing them money. The last thing we want to do is that. But, if a fire marshal comes in, it's straight up, call me a wreck. We'll get this out of here now. It's a fire lane. It's gone. And that's just one example. Broken down on the side of the road. If that back tire is in the lane of traffic, well, now it can kill somebody. So we got to get a tow truck started there now. I put the road down. I've had my vehicles towed twice in my life. I'm not the type of guy that's going to be like, oh, I'm a cop, I'm off duty, and this is my car, and I'm broke as hell because I am a cop, and I can't get it moved yet, but I've got a record coming, and it's a couple hours, and I'll try to get it off the road or whatever, and it happens. But I've also been the officer that's had to tow people like that. But we do our due diligence, and I'm speaking for me and Eric and most of the people we have on this podcast. We care about everybody we deal with. And once you exhaust all measures and you say, start me a record, we've got to do that. And once you say, start me a record, now it's costing that private business money to pay that driver of a private business to come there. And it depends on the departmental procedures, SOPs, general orders, whatever laws that they're following on, if you can cancel one. I would love to, the record's been coming for 5 minutes. Owner shows up. Hey, I ran out of gas. I've got my gas now. I've canceled, I don't know how many records.
Yeah, I've definitely had to make a few calls and cancel it.
You bet. And it sucks for that record company because now they're out, whatever, the driver's salary, the maintenance for the vehicle for that 5 minutes of driving. It gets expensive when you own a company. But if they come back and they can move the car, we can cancel the record depending on the departmental policies across the country on that.
Well, let's get into the dirty part of it, because we know it's happened. There's cases of it where officers are using inventory to search a car, like to absolutely dirty search a car. And that gets into, again, there's checks and balances. You know what I mean? Like there's way, like I was telling Kingslayer, if I call for a wrecker, that stays en route until I have an actual justification of why I canceled it. It can't be, here comes the wrecker. I do my inventory search. I'm like, fuck, I didn't find anything good. I cancel the wrecker. I'm just going to write a ticket. No.
Yeah, I can't imagine them canceling it and being like, all right, just leave your car exactly where it is.
Yes, that will be investigated. Yeah. So.
Yeah. My thing is everything you guys said, I agree with. It's just I think the disagreement comes with when should you inventory search?
When?
If you call a wrecker, say, hey, I'm calling a wrecker. If you can cancel it, you just wait till the wrecker gets there, right when the wrecker puts on the bed. Okay, now I'm going to inventory search, because then the wrecker's there, the bed's down, this thing's going up.
Okay.
Right? So then you go, okay, I'm going to inventory search. So even if the owner comes out, well, the wrecker's already there, the car's already, ready to go. It's like, well, it's already, we've already reached this point, versus, you've called the wrecker, you're like, okay, I'm going to inventory search now. And then you start inventory searching, and then the owner walks up and he's like, hey, this is my car. Well, you've inventoried it, so now it has to be impounded because.
So your gripe would be more so once that inventory is completed. At that point, that's
done.
The dividing line is this vehicle is now being
because if not
transported,
because if it's not being transported and it taken, then now you've searched the vehicle without the ability to inventory it. So now it's a non-inventory search.
Okay, I do see where you're coming from.
I'd be willing to bet that's so. You know how they talk about you have three branches of government. You have your executive, your legislative, and your judicial. I guarantee you that as an executive person executing the law, I guarantee you that someone with a law degree would argue that.
Sure,
you'd be going right to court with that.
And
whether you want or not, that's to be
and I'm going to tell you right now, and we don't know each other. I mean, this is the first time you've been on our show. Is I've only had one incident where I'm searching something and came up with some seeds and stems in a cellophane wrapper that was in the driver's seat. The car was unlocked. So I have to inventory, put the property on there. Owner shows up. Hey, this is my car. And I'm like, hey, this was on the driver's seat. Is this yours type of thing? And the tow truck was not there yet. But since the tow truck was about to pull up, what I did is I put that in property because the window was cracked a little bit. I don't know if somebody walked by and threw that in the car. The guy said it wasn't his. Even though the car was unlocked. So I can't sit there and say it was. So what I did is I took those little seeds and stems and did not have a suspect. Obviously it's narcotics, so you're not going to have a victim on it. And that was property. And nobody received a ticket. I was able to give the car back to the gentleman and was able to cancel the tow truck. Tow truck wasn't happy, but I'm sorry, the guy came back. It was a gas issue on the car, and nobody got charged for it. But I can't sit there and take what Texas considers as a illegal substance still and give it back to somebody. And I can't leave it in the car. But it was put into property, and it's eventually put up for what's called destruction.
Okay. Yeah, I understand, and I agree with that. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you're searching the car and you don't take it, you've searched the car without probable cause.
Sure. And that's where inventory does become a search if your reason for towing the vehicle erases. So anything, I believe, and I'm not an attorney, that's found between that and an arrest is made can be considered what's called fruits of the poisonous tree. So we could sit here and go, like I said, I'm not an attorney on this at all, but I'm not going to arrest or incriminate or put charges to a DA if that inventory search disappears. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to go on property, but nobody can go pick up, unless the police department's willing to go fingerprint it and write a warrant further down the road, this and that, because we did have the legal ability to get in there for an inventory and this was found. But I don't know of many police departments that's going to do many resources on stuff like that. And I understand where you're coming from. And most, I hate to use the word, educated officers are not going to make a wrong call on that.
Yeah. And it's also, man, everything's about time saving. I hate to say it that way, but if I wait till the tow truck driver gets there,
who knows how
now
long
that tow
inventory
truck driver is going to be pissed, and I'm going to have to deal with that complaint. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, all the way around. You wait, cool. Now the guy shows up. You didn't have to search shit, and he gets to take his car. But now the tow truck driver just gets there, or you wait and the tow truck driver gets there, and now you got to make him wait while you tow. And everything about his night is how many cars he tows in a night. So, and then you go into a citizen's rights, which should be our main priority. And I think that's what Kingslayer is saying. Like, bro, if you got a way to avoid looking through my shit, don't look through my shit. And I agree. But the weird one about this,
if you can't legally look into my shit, don't look into my shit.
But that is a legal look. Yes. Yep. But that's what I'm arguing is that was a legal look.
My argument, it was an illegal look because he didn't impound it, so it's not an inventory search, it's a search.
Right.
And that's as someone who, so I don't know how much you know about me, but I'm an EMT, I'm a 911 dispatcher. I never went to police academy, and I can promise you I sure as hell didn't go to law school. Your question is completely valid. In case anybody else hasn't mentioned that, it's your concern is reasonable because one of the bases of this country are your fundamental rights. So I absolutely understand exactly what you're saying, and as someone who stands on them consistently, I absolutely respect that. Yeah. But the only slight would be if someone says, exactly that argument is, you didn't need to search my car. If you're going to let me have the car, that officer's going to be like, all right, then I'm not giving you the car.
Yeah.
That would be my concern. And they'll do that. I'm not saying that, Sarge and Banning will do that, but I can guarantee you that there's officers that are out there that'll just be like, oh, okay, you want to dance?
Yeah. And it's all going to fall back on administrative paperwork on what the rules and regs are, because when we're doing that tow, it's not necessarily a criminal tow. But when you enter that administrative mode of towing somebody's personal property, now you have vicarious liability on the officer for things that can go missing. And then you have liability on the department itself. Oh man, I had $50,000 in there. I own a bar. I locked it underneath the driver's seat, and I went to get gas really fast. And you can think about how that enters it as well. So you've got to literally go in there and look at everything. Okay, we've got a bag of diamonds in the bag. It's got 98 little tiny diamonds in it, and you're doing that on your tow sheet. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to take it because the monetary value is so high, it's going to go into property. And a good officer is going to put that in front of his body camera. He's counting everything out. This is what I got in it. These could be cubic zirconias or diamonds. We're not jewelers, but we're going to put them in as little crystallized substances, and we're not doing it.
Most of these guys haven't seen either one of those things.
And we're going to put, this is just, reaching, but it can happen, and it happens on a daily basis. So we're covering our butt, covering our police department's butt. But like you said, yes, I understand where you're coming from. When that inventory stops, depending on the paperwork that the officer has to follow on his department, and whatever's in that rule book is governed, that he has to follow that. But if it ends, it ends. And if it's a good officer, which the 99.9% of them are good, it should stop, and that just goes into property, whatever illicit compound that they found, and it goes into property for either destruction or seizure, depending on what it is.
Yeah. Andy.
Sorry. I was going to say that's exactly why I agree with the inventory searches.
You do or you don't?
I do. I do agree with inventory searches. It's that I don't think what that officer in the video did was an inventory search. I just think it was a non-PC, unwarranted search of the person's vehicle.
Because he didn't tow it.
Because it's not impounded, it is not an inventory search.
Right. So here's another question I posed to you. Do you know that when that car is impounded, once it's on the truck and goes, it's out of the police officer's care and custody? So
I understand that.
So when I guess the semantics go into is when the search actually should occur. So in this one, he thought the car was there. He didn't know if it had been there all night. He didn't know if it had been there a couple minutes. That doesn't matter, but he probably ran the plate, put it in the system, checked. It takes a while. He didn't just go up to it and was like, I'm gonna open the door and see if I can get it. And like, he didn't just do that. I promise that.
I accept that.
Yeah, he probably dragged his feet, hoping like just what I said, that the owner did show up, so he could just be like, all right, now I can get rid of this. And it didn't happen. So he's like, fuck, I'm gonna have to tow this thing. So he calls for a wrecker, and as he's going through it, then dude shows up. Now that sucks because now, like I said, that comes down to who do you want to be a dick to? You want to be a dick to the citizen that's right there, is able to take his car? But according to you and the way that you want an inventory done, I mean, he was impounding that car.
Yeah. My thing is the officer's in a lose-lose situation either way, because either.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
you're right.
I am not like making bones about it. The officer in my situation is in a lose-lose because the person walks up, says, "Hey, that's my car." Well, you're now inventorying that car, which means you are impounding that car. That car is going to impound because you are taking this stuff out, documenting it because it is going to the impound. If it was not going to the impound, you would not have the right to search that car.
Right.
So if you release it, well, now you looked at that stuff not to send it to impound, but to release it back to the person.
Right. Yeah. Andy Fletcher jumped on. He said only thing is once the owner shows up, stop inventorying. And I believe he did. I think what he was doing was going and shutting the doors. Saw the owner.
I feel like I guess at that moment you are under the impression of you're under your own impression that this vehicle is now going to be impounded. So there's no reason for him to stop this search. But once that person shows up, if you're able to make that decision, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
It's not that serious. It's a parking ticket. I don't even want to summons this. I'm 20 minutes before my tour is over. Like, why am I doing this? I'm just going to cut him loose back to the driver. At that point, I suppose there's no reason to not suppose.
I'm definitely writing a ticket just to cover my own ass.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I actually mentioned that the officer was in a lose-lose in our comments.
Did you?
Yeah, because I said the officer's in a lose-lose because either, he's impounding the car, he's, he's costing him money. He's costing him time to go get the car. You know, even if he doesn't ticket him and says, you know, this is just we're towing the car. So, or the officer's violating the person's rights, and while he violated the person's rights, he now gives him a ticket, so it costs him time and money to deal with the ticket. So now, you've either taken his car, which costs him time and money, or violated his rights and costed him time and money.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So the officer's in dickhead position either way.
Yeah. I agree. So for us, I think your argument absolutely has to go to court.
This is a litigation.
It's a really good argument. I'm not saying like I'm not poking holes in it. I just don't agree with your argument. That's the only difference. But that's what court's supposed to figure out, because the defense is going to make a good argument and the prosecution is going to make a good argument. I think in what you're saying, I think the courts would have their hands full. That's going to be a really tough fucking call.
On that,
that's at that point, that's a civil rights case. And that's
absolutely.
It is. And there's, you know, and there's not much, and I may be wrong, but I follow case law pretty good. There's not much case law to go off on that. And
I think there's like
when you stop the inventory versus when the owner shows up, etc. Now you are meaning, and I'm speaking about the officer. You're doing your job up until this point. Owner is now there. He's the registered owner of the vehicle. He said, "Hey, I'm here. This and this and this." Well, the officer has a couple choices: cut your citation and be gone, or if you have, you know, let's blow this up and make it is what it is. You have a weapon of mass destruction in that friggin' thing, and you've already called a 3-letter organization there, and this has got to be investigated because this vehicle was going somewhere to cause extreme violence. The only thing the officer has to go on that is up until that legal point, till the officer arrives. Now, once you found that device, if you know what you're doing as an officer, you stop, you get a warrant, you follow through with everything. Now you get that 3-letter organization to come and adopt that case, etc. But that's an extreme, and I'm just talking about an extreme right now. But if you talk about an extreme, you also have to talk about the lighter of things. Maybe there's one little tiny friggin' roach in there, you know, against the law, etc. But that officer more than likely is going to take that and put it into property.
I wouldn't have seen it. I wouldn't have seen it.
So, honestly, I know
that, but I'm just covering the entire spectrum of it.
I don't know what roach. Look, it could be a rolled cigarette for all I know. I'm not a drug dog.
The headlights caught me in the eye. Just blinded for a sec.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Honestly, I don't think my argument would ever really make it to like a high level in court, because it's first, oh, well, you got your car back. No attorney is going to actually take that civil rights case, because it's not going to get any, you know, there's not going to be, unless you get like an Institute for Justice or something.
Don't be so sure. Every attorney wants their name to be a part of case law.
Yeah, he found a firearm in that car. He found something severe when he was in that car. And you're like, well, look, man, you shouldn't have been searching that car. You're not towing it. Well, yes, I should. Well, no, I shouldn't. Yeah, there's going to be lawyers on the line.
Bro, I think I'm telling you, your argument is that good. Like,
it's a good argument.
Like, it's the way you present that argument is so.
You're not wrong.
I read a lot of case law, and to me, I'm looking at the way you argue that. I'm like, God damn, that would be a fun case to watch. That would be a fun case to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're underestimating your own argument, because your argument is fucking deep.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of levels to that.
Yeah, I consider it to like a search incident to citation. You can't search somebody incident to citation, right?
Right. No.
You can only search them incident to arrest.
Correct.
Well, let's say somebody's like, well, this is technically what's the lowest level arrestable offense?
A Class B misdemeanor in Texas.
So it's like,
technically you can cash bond.
Yeah. So what's the most mundane thing that you know of?
So I could cash bond you on speeding. So let's say I'm like, I'm taking you before the judge because I don't believe that you'll appear because you refuse to sign your ticket.
I'm talking about like trespass, like not trespassing, but like jaywalking. Like jaywalking.
It would have to turn into something, because I mean jaywalking is not an arrestable offense.
So the the only three things that are not arrestable in Texas, and Eric knows these as well as I do, is what is it? Open container in the vehicle,
right?
Speeding, and
Speeding,
but we're talking about they sign it, and now the new one is texting.
Okay, so you can technically arrest somebody for jaywalking, right? So let's say a police officer said, you know what, I can arrest this guy for jaywalking. I'm going to go. You're under arrest for jaywalking. So he searches him, does everything, does the full search because you are under arrest.
Right.
And then says, you know what, I'm feeling like a nice guy right now. Signs him a citation, says,
nope.
Yeah, no. I've never watched anybody back
that's
up.
one thing, even though the academies could be much better, that is, you can't tit for tat on that.
Nope.
So if you've made your decision to arrest and you've done a search incident to arrest, that man or woman that's under arrest has got to go to jail. That's similar. And I'm going to break off one story on this just so you kind of understand the law enforcement side of it. So if I come up to you and you're driving whatever vehicle, and I say, hey man, I'm gonna have you step out of the car for a second. You got 4 or 5 other people in there, and the music's loud, and I want them to still jam out. You're their designated driver, and let them have fun. Get you out to the back of the car. Hey man, do you mind if I search your vehicle? You know what, man? My attorney's always told me to tell you to go fuck off on a search, and that's your right? So me, I'm not going to violate that right. But if there's an officer that's questionable, may say, well, I stopped you for not using your turn signal 100 feet prior to turn. I'm going to make the decision now, since you denied me that, I'm going to what's called instanter you on no turn signal. Now you have just as a police officer, dug yourself into a legal hole that's going to put you in prison. So that original reason for the stop, the original probable cause, okay, you as an officer have to make that decision right now. Am I going to cite this person, or am I going to arrest this person for the criminal driving offense that just happened in front of me? Because when anybody has a police officer light up the red and blues behind them and their action stops and they pull to the right side, being safe, that's technically an arrest. Is it something going on your record? No, but it's an arrest. Your movement has stopped. So the state of Texas looks at that as, we've made an arrest right now. And that's the same as Oklahoma, Louisiana, New Mexico, Arizona, California. And if you go up there and in lieu of going to jail, I'm writing you either a citation or a warning or a verbal, whatever it is, and releasing you from the scene. So if I ask you to search that car and you tell me to go pound sand, like somebody that knows their rights can do, and the officer can't get pissed off about it in a legal right mind, and he decides to use that first probable cause right the way he stopped you to arrest you, that's where the red flags come up. That is absolutely, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody I meet, I always tell them, if a cop asks you a question, say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, because then, because there's case law where if you don't clearly invoke your rights, you can't act, your silence can be used against you. Mm-hmm. So if you say, I don't answer questions, you're not invoking your right. So I tell everybody, if a cop asks you a question, say, I invoke my right to remain silent.
You absolutely have the right to not dig holes.
100%. If they ask to search you, say, I don't consent to searches or seizures.
Right.
But comply. Honestly.
And a little liability between, two cops, one donut, and the general public. We're peace officers, right? So we have the basic knowledge. We're not attorneys. And we want every Tom, Dick, and Harry that watches the show to protect their rights. And that's what we're here to do. So we're going to give you stuff based on our career, what we've seen, what we've done. We've also seen the bad videos that y'all have seen out there and what you can do. And I've been stopped. I'm not the cop that that flashes a badge. And I've been a state trooper asked me to search the car, and I looked at my watch. And I checked the time, and I'm like, you know what, dude, go ahead and search it. I knew I had a pack of Marlboros. I've got a bad habit. I've got 2 cans of Copenhagen long cuts sitting in there, and I'm like, you know what, and a bag of clothes. Go ahead and knock yourself out, man. Next thing I know, 2 more troopers show up. A dog shows up. I'm going through, I think it was my first midlife crisis. I had a Mustang, and I put Lamborghini doors on it. And so they're all around, searching my car. They're popping the trunk, doing everything. And I'm just sitting back, like looking at my watch. I'm like, God, I knew there's nothing in there illegal. And they're taking apart my battery cover in the hood and this and this and this. And one of them went back and searched something. He's like, "Are you a cop?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm a civilian right now. I'm on the motorway just like everybody else. You asked me to search my car, and I've got the time, so go ahead."
You want to see my license?
But if your dog didn't indicate, I'm about to end it because I've got to be somewhere in 30 minutes. No harm, no foul against y'all. You're just doing your job. They're like, "Why didn't you just say you're a cop?" I'm like, "I don't believe that's right. That's just not the way I roll business." And they're like, "Dude, we just tore your car apart. We looked at everything." I'm like, "Hey, man, you're doing your job. Go out there and find the next fish." And I don't care if somebody searches my car. Just don't break it. You know what I mean? You might find some spit when I miss my spitter or something like that, but nothing illicit in my car. Yeah, go ahead and search it real quick. But that's just me.
And kudos to you, Slayer, because I tell you what, and listen, one of my biggest downfalls is I'm in my comment section way too much. And there are 100% people who do not know their rights as much as you do and as much as they should. I can give you an easy example. I had a guy, it was on, you guys know the channel Taco Reacts? Is that familiar? If you haven't,
I think I've seen it when I'm scrolling through my feed or something.
He's hilarious, but he has this insane truck and he just blasts music in the middle of his field. He's like, I just want you to see how loud this music gets, right? And he just blasts it. And somebody in the comment section was like, "Your right to blast that music doesn't trump my right to not hear it." And I was like, "Oh, no. It most certainly does." I'm like, it protects the rights that you don't like, not the rights you like. But I'm like, now if there's a town ordinance or something, whatever. But my right to do something 100% trumps your right for you to not want me to do that thing. That's why they're right. So just kudos to you just for even being on civics is gone. Basically, there's no civics classes anymore. So everything is basically self-taught when it comes to your rights, which I kind of think is what they want. But not the point. But yeah, seriously, kudos to you to even having the intelligence and the wherewithal to raise these questions.
Yeah, and having the balls to come on, dude. I mean, you never know how this is gonna go. But you followed us, you know how we are. But I try to tell people, man. I was like, how much vetting of you did I do, Kingslayer?
Not any, really. I think we had a conversation about me coming on to talk about qualified immunity, and then you're like, I'm setting something up, and then you're like,
and I just haven't. It hasn't come. It hasn't come yet. We're waiting on Vaughn. That's our.
And then I messaged you today, like, yeah, I'll come on if and talk about this if you want. And you're like,
we're definitely going to have a great panel, and I think that's going to be a night we're probably going to advertise 2 weeks out. I haven't talked to Eric much, but I want as many people as we can.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
It is.
Yeah. And now that we've had you on, sir, you're still. I told you then, you're still more than welcome to be on with that one. I think Mr. Billfold said he wants to be on that one too. So.
Careful, once they get a hold of you, they don't.
So that's where I want us to be different. I want us to offer the platform to the people that follow us and that have compelling arguments against what the cop-splainers are doing. Because that's what some people like to tease us, that we cop-splain. That's not our intentions, but yes, sometimes I am cop-splaining. I hear myself and I'm like, God, I am cop-splaining.
Doing the things.
I'm doing the thing.
We're human, guys. We're just like y'all. We maybe a different profession than you do.
There's not a lot of people like you, baby.
Y'all are going to be teachers, welders, and this and that. And if I go try to step off in that career, I'm going to get my ass eaten because I have no freaking clue. And I'm going to reach out to y'all. How do I do this?
Get your ass what?
Honestly, it's funny because
now it's a party.
I'll be watching a video and I'll just be steaming, and I'm like, you know what? There are good cops, like two cops, one donut. I start like thinking two cops, one donut in my head over and over. It's like,
it's a good man.
That's good. That's kind of what we're hoping for. At least there's two of them out there, right?
Right. Yeah. At least there's two of them. Here's the reality on Eric and I, and Badge 502, and people that we bring on here. There are so many more in the droves. Of good cops out there. And you're never going to see them in the media because they're not crossing that.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
And there's literally hundreds of thousands on duty every day across this country, and they're not crossing that line. They are out there upholding the law and protecting the rights of the citizens. And I wish we could kind of show the the map on that of what it looks like, but hell, I can't even draw that. I can't draw a stick figure. But there's so many great cops out there, man, and I hope we're doing a good job representing the cops across this country.
Yeah, it's with bad cops. I'll watch a video, and I'll see a bad cop do something bad, and there's 15 cops
standing around.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like
why aren't they stopping that? Why isn't? And I get it, man.
Yeah, like that Sunrise Police thing where the supervisor or whatever was getting in the man's face, and he's, I'm gonna pepper spray you, like holding it real close, and the female cop grabs him and pulls him back and says, and then he pulls around and pushes her by the throat.
Yeah.
There's 7 officers standing around saying, this supervisor's about to assault a man, and then he turns around and assaults a member of our team, even though she's in the right.
Yeah.
And they're just stand there watching this other officer. It's like, okay, so all 7 of you, plus that supervising officer, are bad cops.
How did that? I haven't seen that. How
that dude ends up getting fired and charged, by the way. For those that don't know.
I haven't seen that.
That was a positive. And I'm not going to defend it because I know me. If I would have seen that, I'd like to think anyway. We all say what we would have done, but I would like to think I would have done the same thing that she did. I will say it takes a lot more stones at her level because she was a rookie. I mean, a rookie, like first year officer. Takes a lot more stones to do that at that level than it does for somebody that's got a couple years under their belt and they know that dude and they're like, you're hoping that the Sarge is going to pull himself back and you don't want to step on toes and all that shit. So it's not making an excuse. They should have done something, but it's not an easy decision because you're hoping you're trying to wait till that last possible second. Like, okay, he's going to stop. He's going to like, all right. And then we saw what we saw. So, but you're right. I don't want to say that they're bad cops either. We've all made mistakes and errors in judgment. It doesn't necessarily make your whole life and what you do and what your cause is bad. So that's kind of
in that moment, they are a part of the bad cop club.
Yeah. And I'll give you that. Country Girl, I appreciate it, but I think YouTube cut us off on memberships. So if you guys want to help support, hit those stickers or whatever the other things are.
I've actually seen like
super chat
videos of stuff where it's like oh, these cops don't seem like they're doing something wrong, but I'm like, these cops are doing something extremely wrong. Like there's a video where I think detectives say, hey, if you can stop this car. You know, so the cop stops the car. He walks up, starts talking to him, and the guy's like, talking back. You know, the cop's not asking for the he's like, I stopped you for misuse of blinker, and then he's like, the dog rolls up, and like 5 minutes into the stop, they run the dog, which I'm not a fan of dogs. I don't think they're accurate enough. I don't think they should be used.
Don't get Banning going. He used to be a canine officer.
Honestly, I'm not a fan of canines in any role in law enforcement.
So I'm not a fan of properly trained canines.
Properly or improperly?
I'm not a fan of the. No, you're right. Improperly trained. So in the dog industry, if you look at it globally, it's about the really good ones are less than 20 across this country that are outstanding trainers, et cetera, et cetera. And there's some loose end stuffs that are in the Supreme Court and the state Supreme Courts on how that training goes. When I came into K9, it was 2003. Our chief was, if we're going to do this and we're going to do a Homeland Security grant on it, it's got to be the best in the business. And so my dog's name, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. My first dog was Diesel, and you can't see it on my arm. You can see that little bump right there. He ate my lunch, so he didn't make the cut. He broke my radius, my ulna, both bones. And I damn sure wasn't going to release that as a dog in the public. I'm glad he bit me and not somebody else. The second dog that I had didn't make it through training and tried to die on me at the gun range when we were exposing to firearms. My third dog did make it. We did great at the Olympics for narcotics tracking and what's called article recovery. And she was great at finding dope. And her name was Mary Jane. She was a black lab. I named her because
yeah, need like that.
Was at friggin' finding dope, man. And we do what's called diversionary tactics trainings. It's twice a week that we are doing our trainings. Most agencies do one, but my partner and I, his name was Tom Myers at the agency I worked at, and we friggin', twice a week are going out there and do this training. And when we do the training, we use cotton balls that are absorbed around the actual narcotics that are created by the DEA that are 100% pure, and that's how we would train our dogs. And then when we go out on the street, we don't provide a treat to these dogs. You'll see a lot of videos of dogs going, and once they find the dope, the handler or the police officer that's in charge of that dog, boom, there's a treat for finding your dope. No, when it's a live find, you do not reward your dog, and that's a big thing for me. And I see a lot of bad stuff over the country in reference to these dogs. But your logs are very, very. They got to be thick. They have to be good. And if you don't have a good dog, get it the hell off the street. Period.
Yeah, because I think there was that one study that came out of Chicago that said like the dog's overall accuracy were like for finding anything, they'd hit out of all their hits was like 45%. And then with certain communities, it was like 20%. And it's like, why are all these dogs hitting, but none of them are finding anything?
That's a problem that I have. So in my career, I had my dog on the street for 9 years. I had 2 vehicles that no narcotic substance were found in it, but there's something called a re geste statement. The driver came across and stated, look, man, we smoked a joint about 4 hours ago. I put the joint out where the little, back in the old cars where you had the mirror control that was manual to move that driver's mirror around. I put, because it was metal, he put the joint on that and put it out the window. So we went and confirmed that you had an ash substance right there, and the dog did indicate on the driver's side door. My dog, the accuracy was, I'm going to use the word, was fucking crazy. She was amazing at it. And we did that 2 times a week. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to do more clean cars with nothing in it, brand new car, cars out of a manufacturer at a car lot. Boom, 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 to where we could log that properly. And then if we did a dirty car, it's going to be a used one with all kinds of other scents, with pizza and everything else. But that dog has got to do that indication. Mine was a sit and point with her nose, and it's got to be where that odor is coming from. And if it's not, we retrain and go back to it. But Mary Jane she was an accurate dog. So I could sit there and go train on dogs. And yes, there are bad dogs out there. I'm not in the dog world anymore. And this thing is kind of blown up across the United States to where these wannabe trainers and judges of dogs have come out. But until the Supreme Court or state Supreme Courts change things, it's going to keep rolling the way it is. There are some amazing dogs out there, but I agree with you. There are some not so amazing dogs out there as well.
I always come back to the I think it's a DEA. It was happening in the airports, and they're like, hey, can we search you real quick? You bought a last minute ticket. Can we search your bag? Yada, yada, yada. The person says no, sits on his plane, because he had already been through TSA. He had already been through all his checkpoints. This was not related to flying at all.
Airport security so much.
I think it was a DEA, or maybe it was, I'm not sure if it's ATF, DEA, one of the 3-letter agencies. Sure. Comes on, grabs the luggage off, walks off with it, and so the guy follows, and he's like, why are you detaining me? And the guy's like, I'm not detaining you. I'm detaining your stuff. You can leave at any time.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we're going to hold it here until my dog can run it around you. So the dog runs around and hits on it. And it's like, oh, open it up. Nothing's in there. And it's like, before before the dog hits, the, canine hands like, whoop, making noise and pointing towards there, because the dog walks around it twice and just doesn't do anything. And then the officer walks by and points and gestures, and then the dog sits, and he's like, "Oh, did you see that? The dog hit on the bag." So it's like,
you have a Snickers bar in there, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was one of the reasons why that agency is not allowed to work in not allowed to do what they called cold consent encounters anymore, and because it got caught on video, these officers, it's not consensual.
Right. I want to give a shout out real quick to Harrison. Harrison Brock, he got us a super sticker. Dropped 50 bones on the page. Specifically Harrison.
That's a lot of
man. Everybody that tried to buy memberships and stuff tonight. I just want to give a thank you, because what you guys do is actually helping support what we do. That money doesn't go into me or Banning or anybody else's pocket. It just rolls right back into what we're trying to do. And so, again, appreciate that. Thank you very much, Harrison. I want to make sure he got a verbal shout out for doing that. But, all right. So, all right. Kingslayer, sir, I want to thank you for being on tonight. We're going to get into the body cam reviews and all that stuff. So I'm going to bid you farewell for now. I think everybody loved you being on here on the panel, and definitely in the chat. So you are welcome back at any time, sir. Let me know what topics and stuff that you want to hit on if you feel passionately about them.
I feel passionately about a lot. Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the reason I brought up like the incident to a citation earlier, after I brought up the incident, like the inventory search, was because that's how I see my scenario in the inventory search going, and that's what I can compare what that officer in that video did. That's why I compared it like that.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't want to, it to come off like I was trying to
no.
Brother, we appreciate this. This is why Erik originally created this. This is truly the bridge between the community and law enforcement. Taking the experience that we have, the experience of the panelists that we bring on, and for you to be questioning something. We're friggin' Americans. If we're not questioning shit, we're not Americans. That's what this country is built on. There's a friggin'
revolutions were fought over tea.
And I love that you did that. I love that Erik was able to reach out to you and you actually came onto the show. Man, this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
And like I said, Erik has mentioned this several times. We don't make money on this. In 10 years from now, if we pull a paycheck, friggin' awesome. But what we're doing right now is trying to educate the public of just law enforcement, of what we know, to protect your rights. And for you to bring this type of stuff up, that's what we're built on, man. So thank you for having the cojones, so to speak, to come on the show, man. I mean, that says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having a better mic than half the people that are on the show.
Is my mic all right?
No, your mic's great.
Your mic is glorious.
Yeah.
I got a
blue Yeti.
You can't see it now, but I got a Yeti roughly here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound great, bud. But
honestly, another topic that I'm passionate about is
knitting.
Not knitting, but
underwater basket weaving.
I mean, I just picked up going skeet shooting, but
there you go.
Nice. Yeah,
but
I like
it. I'm interested in like search and seizure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been one of the people who's been pushing you guys about like the Stiegel warrants or whatever, whenever it comes up, third party searches on houses. And my position on that is, according to Stiegel, as long as the person who's got the warrant isn't creating an exigent circumstance, no matter how bad the warrant, you have to get a search warrant to a house. And that's my basic position on that. I know we could go an hour and a half on that.
I was gonna say I love it. I'm not gonna get into that tonight. I want to get into some of these videos because we're already an hour and a half into this. But fuck it, we'll bring it up next time.
Yeah,
we'll do that next week, I guess. Like we got topics for next week.
Thanks for being a real one, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Now, do I just hit leave or?
Let me see.
Yeah, the top right.
Yeah, top right. You can just hit.
Brother, thank you so much for coming on. Brother.
Appreciate you, Kingslayer.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the family.
we're gonna have Kingslayer getting a green screen, and he's gonna be getting new lights and all that shit.
That's cool, dude, man. And everybody,
this just got very expensive.
Those people that are watching right now that have questioned stuff, you've seen stuff, and if you have the ability to do it, I mean, unfortunately, we can't get everybody on one night, but Erik can sit there and start doing a lineup and get people on. I mean, we're not the enemy. We're here trying to show you how to protect your rights, show you how to do the right things.
Yep.
If we see a video that we state that the law enforcement probably did right, there's a lot of years of experience behind that. We're not just saying, we're not cops planning.
Yeah.
Mr. Billfold, and I love Mr. I haven't met him yet. I'm going to buy the dude a beer. He's a former Marine like me, so he's probably
I want to go drinking with that guy.
You bet, man.
For sure.
But we so many of y'all that come here that had some negative thoughts on cops, and now may have a little bit more of a positive thing on some cops. We've done our job.
Yeah, somebody is hitting the fuck out of their mic.
I don't think it's mine.
God damn it! He's like, it's me.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that noise?
Well, Erik, take me anywhere. Your hat looks like mine, and I was getting excited, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah,
that wasn't my mic.
So let me see. I had another video I wanted to bring up. Let me see here.
Hey, while you're bringing that up, I'm going to talk about the hat that Erik and I are wearing.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So there's a guy named I know he doesn't like his name to be used. So Michael Best, he's up in the north. We'll say that, but you can look it up.
What's his address?
Yeah, it's 402 Main Street. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Law enforcement officer. What was it? Support Foundation. So Erik and I are both wearing that hat, and I've known Michael for years. So look up, National Law Enforcement Officer Support Foundation. These guys are doing things from mental health care and everything else for cops that have experienced some stuff, and they're not making any money on it. These guys are truly helping people in the first responder industry, man. He's doing a great job, and I'll leave it at that. Go look it up yourself and make your own opinion on it. And if you have the ability to donate towards this cause, freaking outstanding. If not, like and subscribe to his page and share it with others.
I want to just give a creepy coincidence on, if you look at my hat, like that is 2 arrows from like old school bow and arrow. And then it, obviously has the initials in there for what it stands for. I want you guys, wrong elbow or wrong arm. That is my Chippewa tattoo that I got Chippewa on my background, and it is damn near identical. It's got my wife and kids initials on it. Has its own meaning, but it's just kind of creepy how that came up. So anyway, Shotguns and Tattoos said, "Well done, Kings. I usually fuck around and chat and listen at work." I love it. Let's see here. La Princess said, "Hey, good to see you getting into week 4 of farm tech classes. Instructor says I'm one of his most thorough students. Guess I'm not doing as bad as I thought."
Bro, you don't know the difference between milligrams and micrograms. Don't tell me.
Oh, that's funny. So anyway, guys, let me get, I want to show this video here, but boom, share. Just because this one was another one that people were chatting about. So I'm gonna
motorcyclist attempting to filter or lane split.
Cars to the left and the right. And instant karma.
I know.
So, okay. Stop sharing. I wanted to just briefly get into what that guy was doing would be considered lane splitting because traffic was moving. Now, in California, you can lane split and lane filter. In the video, you hear me describe what lane filtering is. That's when vehicles are stopped and the car or the motorcycle filters its way to the front. I will tell you guys that I'm not a motorcycle rider. And when I first saw lane splitting and filtering, I hated it. I'm like, no, fuck you. I got to wait. Everybody got to wait. You're a car too. Like, just because you only got 2 wheels and no cage, that ain't my fault. I have reversed that. I am a lane filtering fan. I think it makes sense. I think it saves a lot of rear endings that happen to motorcyclists. Guys, listen, I've seen the stats. Motorcyclists are more often not at fault for their accidents. It's more often another motorist that causes an accident.
Motorcycles cause more accidents to themselves when there's no other vehicle involved.
Right. So in this, I claimed that this, obviously the truck was at fault, and you could tell that it clearly moved over to try to prevent him from splitting lanes. And people were like, well, how can you prove that he intended that? And I'm like, it's not that hard. Like, you just make the argument, hey, where the cop was located, he could see in front of the truck. There was clearly no indication of an obstacle in the way. There was nothing for him to go. He didn't use his turn signal to go to the right. There were cars in the right lane, so he wasn't merging. And he timed it perfectly. At the same time, this bike just happens to be lane splitting. So any reasonable and prudent person would believe that he was doing some sort of road rage incident here. And in my training experience with road rage, this is common. And I was stopping this vehicle to prevent it from escalating. So that's
now,
how I see that.
You do absolutely get the rider. I mean, I've been riding for a long time, and you absolutely have the the shorties on the sporties that are blasting 70 miles an hour, lane splitting, and that's completely reckless. Like you obviously, I don't think I need to tell anybody that you shouldn't do that, but people do, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you're going at such a slow speed, there are bikes that are, I mean, that particular bike is not, but there's bikes that are air cooled. You sit in 90, 95, 100 degree weather, your bike can go roasty toasty, and you're not going anywhere. Now you're pushing a 700-pound bagger out of the middle lane of a highway.
Yeah, and that was another thing I learned in this. And here is one of the points I want to make about the podcast, y'all. I changed my stance on the motorcycle lane splitting and all that stuff from doing the podcast 4 years ago. I didn't. So when I try to tell you guys that I learned just as much from y'all as you do from me, like, I mean it. And I've changed. If you go back and watch some of the first motorcycle videos I made, my stance was not the same. And I'm not the guy that's going to go delete it. I want you to see the progression I've made. I've changed my stance on some certain
grown
things.
As a person.
Yeah. So I'm with it. Now lane splitting in itself, I find dangerous. Just because you don't know what the fucking other, like, motorcycles are hard. Like, I love you motorcycles, but you're hard to see sometimes.
Oh yeah, I agree. Now listen, you got guys that slam that thought, but what? No. What? Yeah. How many times have you had somebody do that, and by the time you actually hear it, look over your shoulder, they're coming past you? Like, I know people think that you slam on your throttle, you're hearing it. You're not, dude. We don't.
Yeah, and stop breaking people's fucking mirrors. Some of them deserve it. Some of them have it coming. But those are the ones that are trying to assault you with their car. Some of them, it's a clear accident. They didn't mean to cut you off or do whatever it is. I understand your life is on the line and it's high stakes, and everybody's stress level and, hypervigilance is going crazy when we're driving at 70, 80 miles an hour. But damn, don't go breaking people's mirrors when it's an accident.
Yeah, and you're recording it too, by the way.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I do. It's funny. It's funny to watch.
Yeah, funny for us.
Funny
when you get that bill in the mail.
Yeah, no. I fully admit it's wrong, but it's still funny to watch. It's like watching little kids, learn hard lessons. Like,
for sure.
Cracks me up when they, they take a header off of the table, the coffee table or some of that shit.
High stakes, roasty, toasty vibes.
I like it. So yeah, I just wanted to get that video out there, kind of give a little clarification, because I was getting like pushback, like, what are you going to charge him with? A whole bunch of things. One of the things you could get charged with there, minimum, is obstructing the lane, obstructing the flow of traffic. He didn't have to leave the lane to do that. So he was obstructing that vehicle from being able to move forward.
Is there a driving right of center ticket?
I
know there's driving left of center ticket, right? Like you can, like, drifting over the line and stuff like that.
Well, he wasn't over the line.
Yeah, he didn't fail to maintain the lane yet, I guess. At that point.
So reckless, you could say it was a reckless move simply because there was nowhere for him to go. There's no reason for him to move that way. I mean, like I said, you can articulate
car right next to him.
Stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to take a second shameless plug, guys. Hey, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, follow Badge 502 and us, please. It is free and it takes 10 seconds maybe if you're not that good at working computers and stuff.
The only thing that I have, you're going to see me on Facebook, but it's been hacked. I don't have access to it. I've got over 20 messages tonight. Banning, I've sent you a message on Facebook. What do you think about this police video? And it's real quick, a copy and paste. I'm not on Facebook. It's my old, when I ran for sheriff, it's still on there. However, send everything for Banning at LinkedIn, and I do Instagram now. I've stepped up to Instagram, but I started it not too long ago. I've got 5 followers. So
what's your Instagram?
Banning Sweatland. I come up with really cool names. So yeah, Banning Sweatland.
Will I be your highest follower? Oh God, I can't wait. I'm getting excited.
I mean, it's literally, I have not had it that long at all. And
we're getting them there though. I keep tagging them in everything that we do.
Yeah.
Jay says,
I've
got one. Subscribe.
Jay
just screaming.
Love it. Yeah. I like Badge 502's fans because they're all super educated medical nerds.
Awesome.
Noids.
It's the best. Seymour Fields, not Seymour Butts. Seriously, the bikes, I know we think alike. I love it. Seriously, the bikes are just as reckless as the cars and trucks, saying it's for safety when he's trying to share a lane. With a pickup, he just wants to go fast. Maybe some, but
yeah. There's definitely bikers on the road that just want to, and you don't even need to take my word for it. You've seen the videos. They're just blasting. They're doing 90 miles an hour where you should be doing 20. Like dickheads are out there. They're 100%.
Yeah, they are out there. But I don't just like
R1. I drive like a grandma.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about like an old grandma, not one of the like fun, cute ones that are like 50 years old. No, it's not me.
Yeah, and I just want to say it's the same. I look at motorcyclists like people. Like I want people to look at cops. Yeah, you're seeing some bad cops out there. You're seeing these videos, and if that's your algorithms, that's all you're going to see. It's the same with the motorcyclists. 99% of these motorcyclists are out there doing the right thing. It's just the ones that you keep seeing on your videos because they're fun videos to watch. Trust me, I watch them too.
Yeah, the boring ones don't make the cut.
Yeah, the boring ones don't make the cut. Exactly.
You do this.
All right, we're going to pull up some videos. So first and foremost, we're going to give a shout out to the one that we get all the videos from. So I want you to see their page, Police Activity on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to them or follow them or whatever it is, but they've got 6.5 million subs. So I think they need more. They're not doing too well. So
7 mil is ostentatious,
Right, exactly. So we're gonna go to our very first video. So for those listening, if you've never done this, if anybody on Badge 502 is like, what the fuck are we doing now? We're gonna watch body cam videos and we are going to talk to you guys through those as though we are the officers in the video, and try to break the call down as it goes of what we would do next, and then see how accurate we are. It's kind of a different way. We're not Monday morning quarterbacking. We're trying to explain what we're thinking as a call develops. So then you can see how consistent the training is across the board with whatever this officer in the video is seeing. So viewer discretion advised. We don't know what it's going to show. We've never seen these videos. So this one is 5 minutes long. We're going to biggie size this video and play.
10-4, he's right there. Give us 10-33. Ask for 10. Hey, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Get on the fucking ground right now.
Okay. Not a common reaction.
Yeah,
I'm going to say already off the bat, my spidey senses are way up. These were people they were looking for because they clearly called it, hey, there they are. This is where they're at. They have triangulated. And for me, in this, when you've got uniformed officers giving you commands, and you are clearly ignoring those and just trying to walk through or about to to me, it looks like he's about to rabbit and run. That is a big red flag. Banning, I'll let you go next. What do you see?
No, same thing. I mean, and look at the crossfire here.
Yeah, that's I was gonna let you get that one.
That's just that kills me as a firearms instructor. But what situation do we have? You know, they're figuring it all out. What's going on? His hands are in his pockets or to his sides. They're obviously want a peaceful conclusion. We don't know how this is going to pan out, so we'll go from there.
Yeah, like Ward, we're just gonna stroll this way,
just moseying along.
Yeah, I'm just walking through. You got anything, Anthony, on this? What your concerns are right now?
Obviously, he's walking directly between the two officers, so immediately crossfire is going to be something that you want to worry about. But he's obviously being completely non-compliant. He's completely ignoring anything that the officers are saying. At this point, he's either cooking and booking, or he's gonna. That's the only thing I can do is he's either going to cook and book or draw down on these guys. So this is
okay.
Looks like a sketchy situation.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's keep going.
Woo! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Whoo! I saw
Right.
something. I didn't see it. Now, that doesn't mean that it wasn't there. It's just the video that I'm looking at, I couldn't see it. So, let's, damn, I'm hoping to God crazy. He had that malfunction. He's using a Glock, too.
Yeah, right.
So.
Got them limp wrists.
He might have limp wristed. That's what I was
Gotta squeeze that thing.
Where is he? You see him? You see him?
Where is he? Around the holes in him?
Oh, he's sitting
Get
up.
on your fucking face!
Good. They're getting verbal commands. They're moving in.
there. Give us that misery.
So she's a big net.
Oh, he fired too.
Shots fired!
Crossfire. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that? I think a tire got hit.
There was something that sounded.
I'm going to go back. I think in the crossfire, this officer over here fired, and I can hear a tire going out. I'm going to go back. I think this officer shot over here and hit a tire. Right there.
Do that?
Shots fired!
Guy unasked when his gun went down.
Where is he? You see him? You see him?
Yep, right here. Let's go.
Good communication. He said, yep, he's right here. Let's go.
Let me see your fucking hand!
Where's the gun?
Let me see your fucking
Gun's right here. Gun's right here.
Good communication.
Oh yeah. STIs, gorgeous.
So for me, and I think somebody said it, a country girl said, too many given commands. Yeah. Everybody was yelling. Too many people talking. Let's keep going.
Fucking hands right here! Put your fucking hands out!
We're safe to do so. Give me an update. Make sure you get rescue rolling.
They got the gun.
Juliet 460, we have shots fired on multiple officers.
You're cuffed. You're cuffed. You fucking move, I'm gonna blast your head off.
Let's go. Cuff.
Okay, with a little
Do not fucking move.
scared straight program.
Do not
All
move.
right.
Do not move!
My question is, did the dude get hit?
All right.
India 649, we're taking one into custody right now.
Stop moving.
He's struggling. I got him. Hold it here. Go.
Oh God! Don't go hands on with your gun.
Give me a
Hands.
status on officers. They're
What was
77
that?
along with our subject.
Hey bro, where are you hit at? Where are you hit?
Okay, he's in custody, bro. Take the gun off his head.
Let me grab a med bag.
And I will just say, and Badge 502, you can probably back me up on this. Did you hear the way he groaned in pain? That wasn't a normal groan. It's going south fast.
It's getting close to Agnum.
Yeah. That was his movements that he was doing. I don't think those were even voluntary. So. His car tires get hit.
Oh, and he got back up. I didn't see that part.
Where is he?
never see the gun get displayed.
Shots fired!
Just how many shots is that? Like 8?
Where is he? You see him? You see him?
That was good on that officer. I can see him register that his hands were empty, and that he stops firing. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Looked like he definitely looked like he pulled back.
I'm gonna go back just a little bit. I think he registered it. That I'm speculating, of course. Look right here.
Shots fired!
Fires. Now he sees his hands and he stops. That gun's already gone.
Where is he? You see him? You see him?
Yep, right here.
Pulled back to cover just in case.
Get on your fucking face! Roll on your face!
Hold on! Stay right there! Get on the ground! Let me see your fucking hands! Let me see your fucking hands right now! Put your fucking hands out!
So give me an update.
Let's go forward. We already seen this part.
Along with our subject.
Hold legs.
You got
Hey, bro,
legs.
where are you hit at? Where are you hit at? Where you hit? Where are you hit at?
So anytime we get
Right
hit in this
there.
area,
See his leg.
what are we worried about over here, Anthony?
So obviously you have your femoral artery over there. You can lose quarts of blood, and it takes 0 time. So
I think you
yeah,
bleed
that's
out
a
from
bad
your
spot.
femoral in like what, minute and a half, 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's a 2-minute bleed time usually, 2 to 3 minute bleed time, depending on how heavy your heart's beating at that point.
Yeah.
That's a big artery. It's huge. And other than that, it's the largest bone in your body. Your femur is the largest bone in your body. So even if you don't hit the femoral artery, you're talking about possibly snapping the biggest bone in your body. So it's a bad day. Your legs are bad. Yeah. Anytime you've ever heard anybody say shoot him in the leg, just shoot him in the leg, that's, bro, you are actually asking to mortally wound that person.
Yep. King Slayer, super chat. He gave us a $5 donation. He said, "It's life and death." Simon says, "Make sure there is only one Simon." Also, listen to Simon. I love it. Thank you, King Slayer.
Legs are bad news bears. Put them in the hip. They can't walk.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, in Badge 502, you tell me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I was told, I had another officer friend of mine, Matt Pierce, who's been on my show. His femur was broken from gunfire. He was shot 7 times, I believe, by a bad guy. As he was jumping a fence to go look for the bad guy in this high grass, the dude ambushed him, and the first shot went through his femur. And what I was told is the bones in the femur, the way that it works is as soon as the femur gives way, all those muscles spin around because the bone is literally like a rubber band around it.
Yeah. The bone is supported by the tendons and ligaments in that part of the body. Mind you, remember, you have everything is in there. Your knee is right there. All that stuff is all held under tension, which is why you get so much relief when we pull traction on it and put something like a traction splint on you. Now, mind you, you still have a broken leg, or you still have, a hole in you. Okay. At that point, you're hurt, right? But the amount of relief you get when we pull tourniquets, absolutely. Yeah. The amount of relief that a patient gets when we pull traction on that, because your bone splinters, it's like this, So you have this stuff digging into your bones. So when we pull traction on it, and now it's like this, at least all that stuff's not digging into you, but everything contorts. So when you break a femur, if you've ever seen anybody who's broken a hip, you see one foot's like this and one foot's like this, your whole leg turns. It's all held together under tension. So yeah, you're absolutely right. If you break your femur, stuff's getting twisted, stuff's getting torqued around. Yeah, so it's not a good day. It's a bad day.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% in belief yet from what we see that femoral's been hit. I do believe he's been hit, obviously, and he's bleeding. But that's not enough blood yet for me.
Correct.
But that doesn't matter. I'm still going to put a tourniquet on this leg. And then the other concern is when you get hit in that pelvic area, because there's so many things going on behind your dick. I don't know a better way to say it.
That's all organs.
Gotcha. Banning
may
have
to get shot in the pelvis. If you get shot in the abdomen, that's a bad day, man.
Oh yeah. The gut shots are the worst. So all right, we're gonna keep going here.
Hey, let me grab a med bag.
The officer recognized, I think, the sounds right away. Mm-hmm. There's just a difference between somebody in pain and somebody dying.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. Hey, here, bag. Here, gloves, bag. Yep.
Good.
Hey, get
This guy was a Boy Scout.
Hey, sit. Hey, right here. Do. Oh, perfect.
I like it.
Cut.
Everybody's doing something. Everybody's being a part of the team. Good communication.
Hey, secure that. Hey, watch that. Stay watching that.
You know, and at that point of the video, and Eric, and you can disagree with me if you want, that's fine. But when we figure it out, he's got a serious injury. Let's go ahead and uncuff. We've got the guns gone.
Yeah.
Let's uncuff. Let's let that. You know, I'm not a doctor. I don't have what badge 502's got in reference to, but I want to get those arms back out. I think that's going to help with some breathing, just as a guess. But let's render aid, get the medics in there, and do the life-saving stuff. Period.
Yeah,
1/3 of a femur hit. Ouchies. Yeah, I don't envy that. That's tough. You're doing tough stuff every day.
I don't know what that means.
Bone necrosis. Basically, her at least in this particular situation, it's we said 1/3 of a femoral head. So your femoral head is the part that connects up to the part that comes up and out to your hip, like that, or the part that down at the bottom. They're both. And she has 1/3 of it left. So it's been necrotizing. It's been eating away. It's been deteriorating.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Damn. All right. We're gonna Banning may have to bounce.
Unfortunately, I've got a couple meetings I got to go to for this conference.
Okay. No worries. You got to go right now?
5 minutes.
Okay. I say I got one more video.
Sergeant.
It is 4 minutes long. So, we never get through them in 4 minutes, but let's see here. Let's share the screen. Make sure we got the right one. Boom. Again, police activity. We're going to Biggie size. And let's go. Oh, this is Michigan.
He's going right over Brighton. Need it. Get here.
All right, we've talked about this a million times. We're going to call it direction of travel, speed, traffic, how heavy it is. I would consider this light traffic.
I've got a few times we can get traffic at 1636. Can you get traffic conditions, please?
There we go.
This is just proof that you don't need to obey construction lanes.
Yeah, definitely not. Why we don't follow right on their ass in case they take an exit right away, last second. We stay back. Rookie officers, they like to follow right on that bumper, and a bad guy will make a last second move off an exit.
And for what everybody's seen on YouTube, there's different agencies that are going right in for that pit immediately.
Yep.
Depending on the state and region of the country you're in.
Yep. Now, I will give Livingston County, they have a good sheriff's department. I'm from Michigan, and now I can't say that 100%. I'm just saying they had a good reputation back when I was there. So I'll say that. Let's. Okay, he's riding up on this other car's butt.
Going down the ramp.
We're gonna have an exit coming up here. Major intersection. I'm slowing way down.
Going into the city.
There, my intersection's good.
Going open the yard, 5043.
Okay. I didn't jump ahead, they jumped ahead.
Just ran the sheriff truck.
Are we hearing gunshots?
Like, I'll call it 35. He's going over.
What seem to be reacting to him?
There, he's going over Spencer, 13 in there, everybody back calling, 5040 go.
Free and for you now.
Using his terms on me.
Going westbound. Back on the ticket.
Sorry about the incline on this call, 5045.
Oh, Lord. Don't do that.
I'm going to jump ahead because we're just pursuing for a while.
At 104, exit 104, getting off.
Exiting at 104, getting
Good
off
time to
at
pit. Can do it.
Passing, I'm starting to push another intersection.
Just head on the
God.
another car on Jolly. Jolly is
Oh, Lord.
God, 4 oxygen.
Jolly. So Jolly.
5.
one way male,
I
3
think
black.
one's stuck in there right
One
now.
white male, 3 black, failing 1708.
Yep, he's still in there.
He's like, I'm good.
You just head on the
I don't even know this
car
now.
on Jolly. Jolly and Balin.
Head on with another vehicle, Jolly.
Oh, they're slow. They're fine.
One way male, 3 black.
Ooh.
You got one.
All units responding, be advised, suspect may
Look at
still
this
be armed.
lady. Oh,
Be
Lord.
advised, suspect may still be armed. Use caution.
Oh, you got 2.
One,
Oh, he's
2.
running. Go, boy, go. Go.
Kick it. Like I said it.
I hope he made it. I hope he made it. So,
Maybe if I stay here long enough.
guys, I will tell you, and Banning, you tell me if you got one, you got them all.
Mm.
Yeah.
They always rat. They
Yeah.
always rat.
You bet.
All
You were
of
in the
them.
back seat, dude. You were in the back seat. We don't want you. You were in the
Yeah,
back
you're
seat.
not
You
the
weren't even
guy.
a part of
You
this, man.
Yeah,
You ain't him. Yo, you ain't. Listen,
didn't
you ain't
take
about
this
this.
car.
You ain't about
You
this life,
weren't the
man.
one drive. You were trapped. We
Your
understand.
friends. Listen, peer pressure, bro. We get it. We've been hearing about
Yeah.
peer pressure our whole lives, man. Listen, I get it.
I wouldn't even have become.
Guys, I
Think
love
you
you. I've got to bounce. My Uber's about to pull up, so
Hell yeah,
Nice.
brother.
I'm
All
out.
right,
Love
Benny.
you all, man.
Take it
Everybody,
easy.
thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Later, brother.
All right, we'll see you.
Take it easy. So in this, I will say that's, when you catch one, you got them all. You do.
100%.
They're gonna rat. They always rat on every single person.
There's
So,
there's no reason not to. You're not spending the rest of your life hanging out with this kid.
yep.
Yeah.
And you play the compassion role. I will tell you right now, I would have been like, listen, you stuck around. You knew not to run, even though he would have ran if that freaking airbag wasn't in his way. You knew not.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
That guy up front, you see how reckless he was? I bet you none of the friends in that car wanted anything to do with this. He just took off. I bet you guys were all probably screaming, "Don't do this," right? You guys all were? I bet you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I bet not a single one of them were they were all under 18, guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah. So
Reckless as hell.
oh,
We ain't getting cleaned up. It's fine. They can't do nothing.
Ryan LeMay Christ thought that guy would never leave. Oh shit, that is funny. Look at Marine Bloods, still not a member. Still not a member. That's cool, Marine Bloods. You don't want to support us. That's cool, man.
Nice. I get it, man.
We
You
get
do
it.
it yourself. You don't have to wait for some of it.
Yeah. All right, let me share the screen. Share screen. All right. Listen, to all of us 2 cops, 1 donut peoples, make sure you jump on to Badge 502. How can they find you on YouTube, sir?
Right here at Badge 502. Badge 502 across all platforms. EMT Badge 502 on Instagram, because I guess somebody decided they needed that before I showed up on scene. They didn't realize how amazing I was going to be, I guess.
All right, let's keep going here. We're sharing. Let's biggie size.
Little drone shot.
Yeah, this is interesting. Police activity doesn't usually start their stuff out like this, so let's see how it goes.
Stanley Andrew 911, where's your emergency?
Can you send me a police car to Walmart in Hesperian, because there's a reckless guy crashing my vehicle?
Okay, did you guys crash in the parking lot or on the street?
No, he crashed me twice
on
purpose.
In the parking lot or on the street?
Yeah, on the parking lot. I know
Okay.
his address. He's
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What type of car are they in?
He's in a Toyota Tacoma.
Okay, why are you saying he purposely hit your vehicle?
Because I got his kids in the car.
Because I slept with his girlfriend. That's what I was expecting.
Oh,
this took a twist, didn't it?
So I've got his kids in the car, so he's smashing my vehicle.
I'm gonna guess it's baby mama let him take the kids.
Yeah.
This is a guess. I don't know shit about this call, y'all.
Mama drama.
Baby mama drama. That's where I'm going with this. So let's keep wait. What Marine Blood say before we keep going? But don't you like the drinking game, Eric? It would stop if I become a member.
Right, but I can't even walk to my bedroom at this point. Like,
I
Jesus.
know, right, bro? Like the drinking game needs to.
Okay, so who is this person?
So, he's the dad. I'm the stepdad.
Called it.
We were dropping him off. We're 5 minutes late. He got mad and he crashed me on purpose.
Okay, but he hit your car with his car, correct?
Yeah, he backed into my car 2 times. He basically totaled my car. So can you guys please send a cover right now?
You're not a garage. You don't know. Which vehicle? The truck looks clean.
Yeah, really.
But he's also not stopping or motor. Okay, now he is.
I copy 18, vehicle healing. East on 164 for East 14.
Man, I don't see anything. Okay, in this, like, these are the domestic shit serious. So I'm going to felony stop this car. Yes. I'm going to felony stop this car. So for those listening, if you're not familiar with a felony stop, it's basically I'm going to come out, guns drawn, and now I'm loud hailing you. Driver, roll down your windows. Driver, stick your hands out the window. Now with your left hand, take your keys, throw them outside the car. Like, we're doing all that. That's what we're going to do on a felony stop.
Thank you, Nina.
I was just going to say, shout out to Nina. She found your channel and subscribed. So hell yeah.
Crack me up. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. He's a funny dude. He is a funny dude. Let's keep going.
Is there a unit with 21?
Oh, he's opening the door. Not a normal response.
Roll the windows down. Stop.
I agree. I would not let this guy exit the vehicle unless I'm controlling every movement from here.
Mm-hmm.
Because this person's not rational. And what he's doing right now is not normal. So my spidey senses are off the charts right now.
I love that.
Hey, stay right there, bro. Stop.
One hand looks clear.
Stop.
Where's the
Hey,
other hand?
stop where you are right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Where he's at, I may bum rush him. But that's me. I'm confident in my grappling and stuff like that. He's almost in. I'm gonna, Goldberg his ass. I'm gonna.
Yeah, this is confrontational. At best, this is confrontational.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of that left hand right now. But I do like that I can see the right hand. What's Country Girl saying over here? Damn. You got me beat by far. I've only had 3 spinal surgeries. Need at least 3 more, 4 knee, and need a total. What is wrong? What are you guys doing in your lives? You need all these crazy surgeries. I'm a cop and I've had none from police work. I probably need some, but I haven't had it.
That's coming.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, I don't want to tease you.
21. I want to taser.
Sorry, 1 at Taser Point, uncooperative.
Yeah. You're not listening, and I'm having a felony stop you. I'm tasing you. I'm not giving you a whole lot. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 warnings, which they've already done, and he's still not listening. No, dump him. You cannot afford to play the safety issue here. What do you think?
No, 100%. This party already knew why he was being stopped. He pulled over immediately. He knew what was going on. He knows the story.
Yep.
This is the type of person that's going to pull over immediately, or he's going to send you on a 20-mile drive, and he pulled over quick. So he knows what the situation is. He got out of the vehicle. He knows that he's got him dead to rights. Now he's going to either try to explain it to him or God knows what, but he's also trying to control the situation. And at this point, you are no longer in control of that situation. Let the officer do what he's going to do. And at worst, you're going to get a couple tickets. You're going to get a couple charges that are not going to end up being that serious when your lawyer drops them down. Just call it a day, bro. Cut your losses.
Yep. I'm not sure what Andy Fletcher's saying here. So you'll get terp, Eric, sooner or later. What is that?
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one. I'm assuming it's an acronym for something. You see, Ward, what acronym is? It's letters that represent several words. Just letting Ward know.
Yeah, I'm watching that little laser dance on his belly.
Yeah. Yep.
About to take that ride. No, I want to take, man. Tased once at my gun range just for the giggles. And,
TCOD. Usually congenital bullshit. Rough life. You are a country girl. Makes sense. All right, let's keep going.
Taser point on Crawford. Be closer to channel 1.
Tase him. What are you waiting on? Tase him.
Copy.
Okay.
Too much.
So this, guys, you have heard me say this a million times on here. When you hesitate, you end up creating a situation where a higher level of force is used because you didn't use it when you had the opportunity, because you were hoping to de-escalate. This is where the de-escalation bullshit goes out the window. Look at the totality of the circumstances. You've got a guy that hit another vehicle, allegedly, several times with his own kids in the fucking car.
It's not lethal.
Whether they were in his car or the other dude's car, he's not all right in the head. And now he jumped out of a vehicle, which is not normal behavior, on a felony traffic stop while you're pointing guns and tasers at him, and he continues to walk towards you and not put his hands up. Tase him.
Pop him. Just do it.
Because if you hesitate, now he's going to end up pulling something, a knife, a gun, or whatever, and then you have to shoot him when you could have tased him and maybe moved in and saved a life.
I agree. And a lot of departments don't even have tasers, so if you're able to utilize it, just utilize it, man.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Don't let him get through. Oh, I pulled the gun. Now you got to shoot him.
You pulled the gun?
Suicide by cop. That looks like him shooting. It looks like over there. Yep, he just hit the control truck. Look at that cop. Oh, shit.
2198.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired. Take a look, copy.
Suspect still weapon, part of the car. Just facing eastbound, still shooting. Shots fired. Start.
Alright, copy. Shots fired. Gun facing eastbound. Starting county. Anyone copy?
What the fuck was that? Hey, throw the gun.
Did he throw the gun? He threw the gun at him.
It was a good throw.
Hey,
Get on the ground now! Beanbag, beanbag, beanbag! Get on the ground!
He ate it.
Beanbag!
You're pretty far, bro.
Get on the fucking ground!
Beanbag? Look, yeah, that wasn't beanbag. How about that?
Good restraint by these officers. Think about it, guys. He just shot at them, and they're not using deadly force. So,
2 times, suspects on the ground, face down, hands are up.
I like to point out anytime they think cops are all bloodthirsty people. Like, look,
we're gonna stand by for more units.
These guys didn't know he shot that gun.
And form an arrest team.
Absolutely hurled.
Good throw.
Good job, man.
Can you just roll the windows down for me, please? Roll the windows down. Stop. Stop.
Let him jump out of your vehicle.
Hey, stay right there, bro. Stop. Stop.
And hear the way he's talking as he's challenging this guy. He's being chill and calm.
Yeah, he wasn't being overly, he wasn't being aggressive. Just still, but just get in the car. Just what are you doing? Just get in the car.
Yeah. I'm glad that Ron Jones brought this up. Do they get a bonus for saying shots fired? No, we don't get a bonus for that. But what irritates me with officers is they get so they try to get on that radio as fast as they can, and that is not the time to do it. Handle business. If you're in a shootout, screw the radio. Unless you're by yourself, he's not. He's got 3 officers at least there.
Yeah, dispatch knows where you are. You said it 75 times. Clear the air. Send them.
Somebody will get that information out there when there's a lull, when they have the time. But that guy was actively being shot at, and he still called out shots fired. Like, fuck that. Handle business. Patriot-owned business in the house. He said, hey, brother, how you been, Eric? I've been well, sir. Actually had him on my podcast probably our first year. And just been a good relationship on our Facebook channels and stuff. Had a Patriot-owned business using their private group stuff and sharing each other's stuff when asked. But doing well, brother. Let's see. Let me keep going here.
Hey, stop where you are right now. Hey, I don't want to tase you. 21.
When does he grab the gun? Because he doesn't.
Taser point.
Wait, quicker than I expected.
This thing.
Watching that left hand.
Don't move right now. I don't want to have to tase you, man.
Nope, tase me.
This is crazy.
Don't get back in the car. Don't get back in the car.
Now.
Hey, stop.
So he transitions over to his gun. Okay, so we fired first.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired.
Like that one-hand grip.
Stay out.
What was that?
I like that one-handed grip. It's good for the camera.
Right, yeah.
Very cinematic.
If I was his I'd be like, bro, get out from behind me. You're not doing anything over there.
Hey, show me your hands!
No problem. Easier to do now.
Oh, okay. This was after the fact. Beautiful.
Don't move.
You can see his hands.
Are you injured? Hey, are you hit? Hey, boss, are you hit? All right, roll over.
Good.
Freaking wild.
Good work. Good work. And that is, I think, did we show this one? Yep, we showed that one. We're not watching an 18-minute video.
Yeah.
We showed that one. Yeah, we're good. We watched all the videos that I pulled up.
Thank you, John.
Except that 18-minute one. But yeah,
that's nutty.
Harris,
the fact that he chucked his gun at him is
I know.
glorious.
That is
I love everything about that.
Funny, dude. So
no else throw your hammer.
Yeah. So I want to give guys I want to give your page especially and my page some things to look forward to. We've talked about how we are creating DTV, the Donut Network, Donut TV, whatever you want to call it. We have Anthony in mind and are hoping to create a show that highlights Anthony and all the shenanigans that go on in his head that you guys will be able to subscribe to. And
it's my OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be him putting dressings on his feet and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's 100% painting my toenails and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But you're going to be instructed on how to properly rap and stuff like that as he's showing that stuff. So how to stop weird bleeds and whatnot.
All bleeding is weird until it stops, right? But good thing is everything stops bleeding.
Yeah, but that is all we have for tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody that decided to throw memberships and buy some super chat stickers and all the cool things. Appreciate that. Steve Ladner, I hope you enjoy your 24-hour ban from talking in the chat. You ruined that for yourself, but I know you're watching. I know you're still watching. So
we know you're here.
Yeah,
you'll start charging your rent.
You'll get another opportunity because I don't ban people. I don't, unless you're racist. If you're racist or you are calling for violence on somebody, then you'll get banned.
I always say on my channel that I don't block discussion. I just block disgusting.
There you go.
You could use that.
Yeah, I like it.
Just put a little TM next to
it. Perry Lemley said, I got thrown across an ambulance last year. I need my left side done.
So you want me to throw you across the ambulance on your left side?
Yeah, if you get thrown across on the opposite side, it'll even things out. You'll be good. That is the universe working itself out.
That's the universe working.
I don't make the rules. It's just how it goes.
Welcome to homeostasis. It's either nothing hurts or everything hurts. Consistency.
Yeah, I like it. So, Kingslayer, again, thank you, brother, for jumping on. Appreciate you. You had great content tonight. Great conversation. That was fun. It's fun to get people on here that aren't cops. I tell all cops, try not to have all cop friends. Have some people that are outside of law enforcement. It will keep you level. But Nina said, Sergeant Lavigne, badge 502, cool. About the bandage advice. Oh, love it. Love it.
Do whatever you can to not make things worse. That's it.
Exactly. All right, guys, everybody, have a good night. Thank you for listening and tune in next week. Hopefully, probably on Monday or Tuesday night. We'll see which night works out. We'll try to get, make sure you guys check out the new episode with Matt Thornton. Listen to that, share that. And I got nothing else, guys. Have a good night.